Hi there, slower travelers. Well, today's theme is going to be about finding moments of joy when you're traveling. We've mentioned in some other themes that's other videos that is a really driving force behind some of the things that we're doing when we're traveling around, and that is to find moments of joy wherever we can. The first place that I want to talk to you about was where we were just a week or so ago. We were in Madrid. Now, Madrid is one of those places that just exudes joy. The architecture, the people, the food. I mean, you can't help it. It is one of Tanya's favorite places. One of the places you'll see is the old post office, the Prada Museum, of course, with the boulevard right in front of the museum, which is open for people walking along on a Sunday. It's a moment of joy just to watch families enjoying themselves and having a great time out there. In Madrid, we stayed at the Ibis Styles Museum Prado, and it was like a three-star hotel. We stayed there for 2 nights. One of the nights was free, and we stayed there because we needed to use up some free points before they expired. So we got 1 night free. Perfect hotel, lots of restaurants around there, and easily walkable to any of the sites that you might want to see. From there, we went to Frankfurt, which brings joy to my heart simply because it is one of the banking capitals of Europe. Commerce Bank, Deutsche Bank, they're all there, and the European Bank, the DAX, the German Stock Exchange. Tanya just loves going there for that one. We stayed at the Holiday Inn, which is not far from the train station. It's about a 15-minute walk or so. Now, when you're walking from the train station to the Holiday Inn, you'll go through a red light district, and it is there's a lot of drug use. You'll see people shooting up. It might be a little bit scary for you at night. There's lots of brothels. There's sex shops. There's everything that you can imagine. But it's not really that bad. No one's there. No one's going to hurt you. You just kind of walk around them, and there's a lot of police involved there, presence there. So don't worry about it. After you get through that, one of the things that really is joyful, especially for Tanya and I, is going to the Sachsenhausen area, which is on the opposite side of the river. And there you'll find all of these apple wine bars, including this one here, Adolf Wagner, which was the first place that we went to when we first went to Frankfurt years and years ago. It hasn't changed a bit. The service is, prompt, not necessarily overly friendly, but you're going to get your traditional dishes there. You're going to get your slab of pork. You're going to get your schnitzels. You're going to get a haxe, which I had, which I didn't even order, but the guy figured, oh, okay, he's an American. He must want the haxe. It's okay. I'm not going to send it back. It was really terrific. After that, we walked along the river, the Main River, and it was just a beautiful day. There are lots of museums that are on that side of the river, so if you have time, you should check those out. You can walk back into the main part of town along one of several different bridges. There's one that's a pedestrian bridge, has all of these padlocks all over the place where people have pledged their love to each other and then thrown the keys away. And so hopefully that works out. There are some smart people there that have put combination locks on, so they get in out. Then you can go into the Frankfurt Marktplatz. This is where Christmas market is every year. This has been completely restored. Actually, they keep working on it, making it better every year. The old Opera House is close by. This area was completely annihilated during World War II, and now it's just beautiful. They made it back the way it used to be. You'll find a place that for us has never changed, Hans and Franz, Frankfurters. They're still there. Tanya loves the shopping, which is close by. There's the More and More store. There's the Birkenstock store, where she can get more and more of those. Then, if you've had enough of all that, it's time to take a break and go to Wiesbaden, which is what we did. We lived in Wiesbaden for 7 years until just a few years ago, and it's a town that's near and dear to our hearts. And we still have lots of friends that live there, and so we went to visit. One of the first places that we went to when we got to Wiesbaden was the Trattoria de Balbi, which is an Italian restaurant run by Lena and Peppino, an Italian couple from Sicily. And we met them one of the first times when we moved there. They are just as lovely as ever, and we just had a wonderful time. And they know us by name, and they make us feel like rock stars. So that be sure to go there. The Kurhaus is a place that anyone who goes to Wiesbaden will definitely find joy. And you're going to wonder, what the heck is this thing? Well, Wiesbaden was a Roman spa town. Wiesbaden means a bath in the meadow. And this huge building here, this complex, was built in 1907 and primarily for the casino to operate. And it still operates now. Fyodor Dostoevsky wrote The Gambler based on his experiences in this casino. And now it is sort of the social hub of Wiesbaden, and it's used for different meetings and get-togethers, and there's a wonderful restaurant that's on the premises, and it has this Romanesque, Greek kind of interior that is just amazing. From the Kurhaus, you walk out into the Kur Park, which is this large green area. There's a lake, little man-made lake there. It's a great place any time of year to take a walk. Every year, the Wiesbaden has its Concours d'Elegance, where there are old, restored, beautiful old cars there. They have a 24-hour relay race in the summertime, and they have concerts outside in the Kur Garden. This is one of Tanya's favorite group of statues here of little cherubs. So, after leaving the hubbub of Wiesbaden, we then took a train and went to the Frankfurt Airport Air Terminal. Now, you may be thinking, why in the heck are you doing this? Why don't you just go to Frankfurt? Well, the reason is that in the Frankfurt Airport, these guys have got this so figured out. There's this huge train terminal, and the signage is the same as the airport. You would think that you're just in another part of the airport, but no, it's trains, and are these high-speed trains, and not the local trains. There's a separate area for that. In this terminal, excuse me, you can buy, your last-minute tickets if you don't have them. There's of course a ticket office there. There's florists, there's a bakery, there's a grocery store. There are places there's a Starbucks. I think there's even a Burger King. If you want to go that low. But, there it is, and you can stock up with whatever you need before you get on your high-speed train to whatever your next destination is. And ours was to Cologne. When you get to Cologne, one of the things that you cannot miss is the huge Cologne Cathedral, which is just adjacent to the train station. This incredible, monumental cathedral took 600 years to build and was heavily destroyed during World War II. There were 14 bomb strikes on the cathedral, 262 bombing raids on Cologne in general. And they really did a number on this place, but they built it back, and it now is it's a vibrant town. They have a wonderful carnival in the February carnival season. It's just a really lively, jumping kind of place. I was mentioning about strikes a little bit before. The day we were there and getting ready to head to Hamburg, the buses were on strike, so there's no way to get from our hotel to the train station. You could take a taxi, or we walked. It wasn't that bad, and the rain was just sort of dribbling, and it was very flat. From there, we took the ICE, the Intercity Express, which is the kind of high-speed train you're going to take when you're in Germany, and it was about a 4-hour trip to Hamburg. Hamburg, of course, was part of the Hanseatic League back in the Middle Ages, and it was a center for trade. It is a marvelous city, although it is colder. We stayed at the Crowne Plaza Hotel, which is an IHG hotel, which we mentioned before, where we're building up points and using points. So our 3-night stay there was, we used points. So we always think that's great. Essentially, we think that's free, and which I guess it is, They have a beautiful restaurant there. The breakfast was included as part of that. And it was out of the main part of town, which was actually very nice in this other neighborhood that had lots of different restaurants to go to. And it was really a lot of fun. One of the places we noticed that we went to was called the Contour Quarter and Chili House. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And we thought, whoa, how can that be? What's this have to do with anything? Well, of course, being sometimes the clueless travelers we are, when we were there first, we didn't really know what it was, but we took these videos. We thought, oh, we'll find out later and we'll tell you, which we will. This is a complex. I don't know why it's called Chili House, but this is a complex of 6 office buildings and a number of other port-related buildings that were all built between about 1895 and 1927 and then restored in 1949. And the reason that they are significant is that represents the expansion of international trade. And, everybody's got to have a World Heritage Site, so that's the one that Hamburg has. Now, I have saved the best for the last. Probably our greatest moment of joy was going to the Uniqlo store, which is right in the main part of Hamburg, just a stone's throw from the Rathaus, the city hall. Uniqlo is if you don't already know, it's a Japanese chain store. It's for clothing. It's kind of like a Gap, only. I don't know. It's just much hipper and cooler. And you can get, you get your pants and your t-shirts and your lightweight merino sweatshirts, and a lot of women's department in there, but a lot of men as well. And so it is just a great place to go. And whenever we can find one, when the clothes fit and everything, then that's where we go. But the cool thing about the Uniqlo store were these checkout bins. There are no checkout people anywhere in the Uniqlo store. But instead, when it's time to go, there are several of these little bins, these kiosk checkout bins. And what you do is you throw your merchandise. We had like 5 items. You throw them into this bin, and they can even be in this mesh bag that you can have as you're walking around the store. And automatically, somehow, these infrared beams scan all the barcodes, and immediately on that screen to your left there, all of your items show up and what the costs are. How does it do that? It was just amazing. There was nothing involved. And then it shows, okay, pay with your card. Okay, here, scan your card here. There you go. And there it is. Well, that was probably the most joyful moment we had in Hamburg. Now, you may think, you old people, you're just going nuts. I mean, is this what we have to look forward to in our older age? Well, whatever makes you happy. And things like this, are just, they make our day. Okay, in a couple of hours, we're going to be heading off to the airport from here in Hamburg, and hopefully we can catch our flight. Lufthansa was on strike yesterday, and ground workers were on strike, and all the flights of all airlines were all canceled in both Hamburg and Frankfurt. There were no flights. So that put a crimp in things. Supposedly, we're on KLM. So supposedly that flight today will be fine. We keep checking, and we'll be on our way. But this is something that you should probably check when you're making your European trip this summer. Is always watch out for strikes. It's happening everywhere. The tractors from the farmers in Madrid, they blocked up everything. People are unhappy. Prices continually go up, and they're not making enough money. And so this is just one of the things you need to deal with. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you from our next destination, which is Bergen, Norway. And we're going to be doing something that we have wanted to do for a long time. And I hope you can come join us on that little adventure. See you soon.